Wireless connection technology has improved by leaps and bounds, but some people still prefer an old-school wired connection. Whether you are looking for the best wired mouse for work or gaming, a wired connection means you don't have to manage battery life and can game or browse for hours without worrying about running out of juice. Some gamers prefer a wired mouse to ensure they are getting the lowest click latency possible, although some cables can be stiff and may drag on mouse pads or desks. In this video, we will be talking about the best 5 wired gaming mouse out there in the market, which you can buy. But before that, if you are a gadget lover and want to stay up to date, don't forget to subscribe. The RAZER DEATHADDER V2 is the sort of mouse that rounds out a great gaming rig. Place it alongside the other gaming tools like keyboard, monitor, chair, and you will be the envy of any streamer. It is a classic look with clean lines and satisfying curves. The mouse buttons are indented to cradle your fingers and flare out to give you plenty of room, while the rubber grips on the side are understated but effective. Its actual dimensions measure 5 by 2.8 by 1.7 inches and weigh 82 grams. To round out the aesthetics, the lights on the DEATHADDER V2 are sharp and crisp. The mouse uses a braided SpeedFlex cable, and it is a huge improvement over previous versions and feels very sturdy, but is much more flexible and less rigid. It has 8 buttons that you can configure in Synapse for your ideal setup. That is your front 2 on the side, the scroller with 2 DPI buttons behind it, and on the bottom of the mouse. There is a button to let you cycle through up to 5 different profiles for when you have different configurations for different uses. The RAZER DEATHADDER V2's mouse wheel is decent, as it doesn't have a horizontal wheel or LR tilt buttons. The click latency of this mouse is excellent. Even competitive gamers should notice no lag or delay while using it. The RAZER DEATHADDER V2 uses Razer's Synapse 3 software, which is great. The ROCCAT Burst Pro is an amazing ultralight gaming mouse featuring a honeycomb interior shell covered by an exterior transparent layer, designed to prevent dust from entering inside. This wired-only mouse is extremely lightweight, but still feels very well built and solid. The dimension of the mouse is 4.7 by 2.6 by 1.5 inches and weighs 182 grams. It has customizable RGB lighting along the scroll wheel and inside the mouse itself, which is visible through the honeycomb pattern holes. There is also a logo on the back, but the rest is rather plain. This mouse feels quite comfortable, even without side grips or a finger rest. The feet on the ROCCAT Burst Pro are remarkable. They are made of virgin-grade PTFE, which ROCCAT advertised as being pre-tuned, and offer a smooth gliding experience whether on a mousepad or directly on a desk. It has a wide CPI range that can be adjusted by increments of 50, but it is somewhat inconsistent, and the CPI varies a fair amount depending on if you are moving your cursor slowly or quickly. The lift-off distance is low enough that it shouldn't track your movement when you are repositioning your mouse, and you can choose between 4 polling rates: 125Hz, 250Hz, 500Hz, and 1000Hz. The ROCCAT Burst Pro has a good amount of buttons, including 2 additional side buttons and a CPI switch. All the buttons are programmable, except the LR click. You can also set an Easy Shift Plus button that gives you another layer of commands for as long as you press it. The ROCCAT Burst Pro also has a fairly standard incremented scroll wheel with no horizontal tilt, and it is made of a rubber material and feels very smooth and precise. This mouse is loud, but it still shouldn't bother people around you unless you are in a very quiet environment. The RAZER BASILISK V3 is more of a good thing, with very few drawbacks. The mouse is comfortable, functional, and even innovative. The RAZER BASILISK V3 has a mostly matte black plastic body with some glossy black accents. Also, it has an underglow RGB area with 9 independent lighting zones that wrap around both sides and back. There are 2 additional independent lighting zones in the scroll wheel and on the logo in the palm rest. The mouse measures 5.1 by 3 by 1.7 inches and weighs 101 grams. The RAZER BASILISK V3 has an excellent paracord light cable and has an outstanding mouse foot. The polling rate options on the RAZER BASILISK V3 are 125Hz, 500Hz, and 1000Hz. You can program all of the buttons on the RAZER BASILISK V3, including the up-down inputs of the scroll wheel and the profile switch button on the underside of the mouse. However, the software requires that the left click button be assigned to a button at all times. You can assign a hypershift button which acts like a keyboard shift button, enabling a second layer of programmable inputs. The furthest forward side button acts as a sniper button by default and shifts to a lower CPI while you hold it so you can aim more precisely. Therefore, the RAZER BASILISK V3 is a cracking choice for anyone looking to beef up their setup with a gaming mouse that's powerful, comfortable to use, and offers all sorts of bright lighting. The glorious Model O is an excellent ultralight gaming mouse that feels very well built and solid, with a honeycomb pattern design that places it among the lightest mice we have on this list. The mouse measures 4.72 by 2.28 by 1.42 inches and weighs 58 grams. The glorious Model O has a customizable RGB lighting along each side on the scroll wheel and inside the mouse itself. It is available in 4 colors: glossy white, glossy black, matte white, and matte black. It has an ambidextrous design, though the buttons are only on the left side, and it can be used with any grip style for most hand sizes. The feet on this mouse are remarkable, and they are made of virgin-grade PTFE and offer a very smooth gliding experience, though they have some sharp, flat edges. The glorious Model O has a remarkable cable that is lightweight and flexible. The sensor has a wide CPI range, but you can only adjust the sensitivity in increments of 100, which isn't that precise. However, the set CPI is very consistent, whether you move the cursor slowly or quickly, and you can adjust the polling rate from 100 Hz to 1000 Hz. While this mouse only has 2 extra side buttons, it has 6 total programmable buttons, including the scroll wheel, the small DPI switching button, and the LR click button. This may not be enough for MMOs, but it will likely be adequate for most gamers. You can also set up multiple profiles, but they can only be switched through the software. This mouse has a fairly standard incremented scroll wheel with no horizontal tilt, and it also works as a button and can be customized. The mouse clicks are quiet and shouldn't disturb those around you, even if you are in a very noise-sensitive environment. The glorious Model O software is great and offers a lot of customization options, including full RGB adjustments. It also has onboard memory, so you can save your settings to the mouse and use it on multiple PCs, without losing them or having to reinstall the software. The CORSAIR SABRE RGB Pro Champion series looks like your average mouse, but its prime fundamentals and creative features are fit for gaming and other works. The mouse has a right-handed shape, 2 side buttons on the left, and a matte black plastic body with a slight texture for added grip. There are 2 independent RGB zones, one within the CORSAIR logo and another within the mouse wheel. There is an additional LED light on the left side that indicates the CPI setting. The dimensions are 5.08 by 2.36 by 1.65 inches and weighs 74 grams. The mouse is very comfortable to use and has a high-quality cable. The CORSAIR SABRE RGB Pro has a very wide CPI range, and you can adjust the setting in increments of 1. It also has a low liftoff distance and very little CPI variation. In addition to standard polling rate settings of 125 Hz, 250 Hz, 500 Hz, and 1000 Hz, there are settings for 2000 Hz, 4000 Hz, and 8000 Hz. You can remap all buttons and even set them to run macros, act as media controls, launch applications, or perform keystrokes. The button below the scroll wheel cycles between 5 CPI settings that you can adjust using the software. CORSAIR's IQ software is compatible with Windows and Mac OS and offers loads of customization options for RGB lighting, button mapping, surface calibration, CPI settings, and more. So guys, if you're looking for a good wired mouse for gaming, we hope these recommendations have brought you closer to that ideal device. Links to all products can be found in the description. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, and thank you so much for watching.